Last time on Surviving Maine, the remaining 4 Lombard members finally got Becky out after she narrowly lost the fire-making challenge, due to Tony and Jazzy giving up their wood so that Cameron could beat her. 4 players will now battle it out for the title of sole survivor. Jazzy used her social and strategic prowess, along with the hidden immunity idol, to dominate the Lombard tribe and dictate who was voted off before the merge. But the Skitter tribe noticed and took every opportunity to highlight the target on her back.
We'll be voting for Jazzy, no personal feelings. If anybody wants to try and flush an idol or gain a jury vote.
Because I didn't see the mile marker you're going to get them. Right. You can throw the Hail Mary. Because she deserves it.
Brandon had an alliance with nearly everyone.
Me and Jasmine have a final 3 with Cameron. Me and Cameron have a final 3 with Jess. Me and Jasmine now have a final 3 with Tony. And me and Jasmine have a final 3 kind of with Becca.
But behind their backs, he was lying and manipulating his way to the top. Because of his charismatic personality, he managed to vote off the bigger threats without making them angry. Cameron came into the game with a clear plan.
My whole strategy coming into the day was connect with people socially, and I think I've made a lot of strong bonds. On that first walk-in, I was doing my best to kind of get to know everybody. I was asking kind of who they were, where they were from, what their jobs were, cracking jokes about us getting lost.
And was able to build loyal alliances and win challenges to stay in the game. Quiet Tony was in danger early in the game.
Tony's a bit quiet, so he might honestly be one of the people it would be easier to vote out. No one's got a real tie to him yet.
Right now I feel like I might be a social outcast.
Kind of worry because Tony's kind of off by himself a little bit, and I try to include him in the conversation a little bit, but he doesn't say much.
Tony is a never win in my mind. I know that sounds mean, but he just doesn't have the resume to win the game.
But being underestimated has its advantages. With a bigger target always in front of him, Tony stuck to his alliance with Cameron and lied to the right people at the right times to fight his way to the end. Which of these 4 players will be the sole survivor?
Last tribal, it's pretty intense, but it was pretty a given fact that Becky was going. There's no way we could have brought Skitter with us to the Final Four, knowing that she could win the next challenge. So it was time for Becky to go at that moment, right away.
Me and her talked beforehand, and we were going to vote each other and the other 3 were pretty much going to decide what was going to happen. So we didn't really have an option then vote for each other, and whoever stays can try and win the last challenge. My first vote of the game.
Oh, that was?
Yeah, that was, really.
I don't know. I'm just feeling kind of defeated. I feel like people think I'm a villain and was mean to people and are don't like me. But many people have put my name down. You know what I mean? There's things that have happened where it's I could be bitter and I'm not. Yeah. Just like Cameron's not bitter at you for your move.
We're still cuddle buddies.
I feel like from my point of view, I'm playing a low-key game where I'm slightly telling people I'm telling people things and they're all believing me. So I feel like I'm coming across as a hero, but I still feel like I'm playing like a villain, because of all of the tiny moves that I've been making since the game started. Like, I'm telling... Like, Jazzy has no idea that I told Becky that she wasn't leaving at Final 7. And that's why she didn't play her idol, which I didn't know about her idol, but she didn't play it because she knew she wasn't leaving. I don't know, there's just little things that make my gameplay villainous, but I think I'm being perceived as a hero, but now I'm worried that I'm being perceived as, like, just a follower because I tried to make a move and it didn't work.
More than half of the jury does barely even knows me, but they hate me. The 2 players that I had a hand in voting out, I'm worried about them because I really genuinely liked them as people, and I've said that throughout my whole confessionals, but, when they're pointing, staring, and whispering, it just doesn't feel good. It just feels like personal rather than a game, and I'm trying to just play a game, so, I don't know, it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
I'm worried about that too. You think people don't like us? No, you were voted nicest.
Yeah,
They definitely don't like us.
Then, I mean it now.
I don't think they like me.
I definitely don't think they like me.
I think they're gonna respect your game.
You think they like you, Tony?
No idea.
I have no idea either. I don't know.
I think jury, I might be likable, because there's a lot of skitter on there, and I did talk to some of those skitter members more than the other original Lombard, so I might have a decent shot, and I just think if I could get to the final tribal council, maybe I could convince people that like me and people who are unsure to vote for me, if I could get there.
Well, I don't think anyone takes that personally.
I hope not, I wouldn't.
They just are putting on mean faces for, like, if you need to get as you need to go in.
With stone face.
Well, they have people that they want to win.
They definitely have a favorite. Yeah. But I think we just voted out their favorite. Yeah. So, I don't know. But I agree with what you're saying. I don't know if I'm gonna know how to, like, talk to people. I've been trying to talk to, like, production like normal human beings, but it's been hard.
Right?
I think being voted
Nicest says something.
Okay, come.
That was what caught my mind.
Yeah, but you didn't do anything, like, you turned on me, and, like, I'm the one that still likes you, So it's not like...
You turned on me, and I like you.
So it's not like... I don't know, the people that you turned on that would be upset about something like that aren't the ones that are upset, so I should be because of the end vote? Because you didn't send yourself home and send
Yeah,
her?
she would understand that she wouldn't have sent herself.
Everything.
Yeah, how it all fell apart a little bit, yeah.
Like, I know I'm not gonna win, so it just feels like dragging out the inevitable.
Yeah, one more challenge, one more tough vote.
Hopefully now, this mini challenge, maybe I could kill it, and if I don't win it, hopefully I could get taken to the final 3. I'm gonna pull my game. I'm gonna pull my best cards out of my sleeves, just to try to go that extra step.
So I'm gonna try my best to win that last challenge, or I feel like I'm definitely gone.
I am going to try to do this challenge. It looks very difficult. It looks like many parts, and that's going to be quite ridiculous. I'll try my best, to win. I mean, it'll be cool just to be able to make it to the final 3 and be able to, like, plead a case and be able to just get 8 questions answered. I'm going up against 3 guys. I assume that one of the reasons that they still have me here is, to... because they think they can beat me in the challenge, so I don't blame them.
For this next challenge, which I think is probably the final challenge, because I think we're getting down to the final 3, I predict Cameron is going to win the challenge, and he's going into this beast mode and getting that immunity necklace, and then when it comes to vote, I think it's going to be unanimous 3-1 with Brandon going home. That's my gut. I think if he goes to the edge to like final tribal, he could sway people.
All right, so for the final 4 immunity challenge, we're gonna be starting right here. You'll run up to your puzzle pieces. You may bring 2 pieces at a time to your ladder. You can only work on the rung on the bottom. So you need to work from the bottom up. If your pieces don't work, bring them back, switch them out.
You have to bring them back if they don't fit in?
Yes.
Okay.
Once you have all rungs of your ladder complete, you can climb up, and above each ladder there's a, just below the GoPro, there's a key hooked on a nail. You have to untie the knots on the tree. You can't take the key off. You have to untie the knots and get the key. Once you have the key, you're gonna run over there, and there's an axe that's locked to a block. You're gonna have the key, you're gonna pick up the axe by the handle, don't unlock it there. Run over, pick a flag, unlock your axe, and then you're gonna use the axe to cut the rope. When the rope cuts, the rock will fall and the flag will raise. For immunity, survivors ready? Go! Jasmine's taking the first 2 pieces she finds. Brandon back, not every piece work. Cameron got both pieces in one trip. Jasmine going back with her pieces. Brandon, double check and make sure that that fits in. Jasmine doesn't even have a piece yet. Brandon has 1 piece. Tony has 1 piece. Okay, thank you. Cameron working on his 3rd step. Cameron's working on the 4th rung of his ladder. Brandon going back for his 2nd piece. Brandon working on his 2nd rung. Cameron going back for more pieces. Tony going back for more pieces. Cameron working on his 5th step of the ladder. Jasmine still hasn't gotten a single piece. Brandon has his 2nd step done. Tony on his 2nd step. Jasmine has finally placed a piece. Cameron working on his 6th ladder rung. Jasmine looking for her 2nd piece. Cameron heading back to finish his final ladder rung.
The tree's too close.
Put him down. Cameron's completed his ladder. He's working on his key. So guys, when you get to the last step, if the tree's too close, just place him in the right spot and won't run. Jasmine's finished her first run. Brandon working on his fourth, Tony on his second. Cameron is untying knots for his key.
Shit.
Cameron dropped his key, now he's gonna find it. He's got it and he's headed out to the back. Cameron's just gonna get his hatchet unlocked, and then he can start cutting the rope. Cameron wins the final individual immunity and a guaranteed spot in the final three.
Good job.
Good job, man.
All right, Cameron, come on over and get your immunity. For the fourth time?
Yes.
Fourth time winning individual immunity. I'm not gonna hit you this time.
That's all right.
Congratulations, Cameron. You have a guaranteed spot in the final three. We're gonna give you guys a couple minutes and then we're gonna head straight to tribal.
I won final immunity. The challenge was almost too easy for me, to be honest. They showed us the pieces. I kind of got like a mental layout of it, and I think I was just a lot better of like spatially recognizing what pieces went where. And so when I was going up, each time I was able to put at least one of the two pieces in, I guessed right almost every time. I think something they didn't do right either was when I brought back the wrong pieces, put them in a separate area so I wasn't mixing them back up. After the challenge, it sounded like they had a really big difficulty of like reusing pieces and trying to fit them into the same broken hole. So I beasted through the latter part, and then the second half, there wasn't a chance anyone could catch me at that point, so I won it, which feels great. I mean, I can essentially decide Tony's going to vote with me no matter what, so I can kind of decide between Brandon and Jazzy who I want to sit next to in the final three. The like gamesmanship, the like, I don't know what part of me, but like my heart wants to just vote out Tony because I think all four of us and a lot of the jury knows that he didn't play as good of a game as any of us did, and it would be really awesome to be able to go to the final three with like the two people I worked with the most, were friends with almost the most, and I think we backstabbed and betrayed each other, but I think we all three of us played maybe the best games.
I didn't say like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna vote you or I'm definitely gonna vote Tony. I said I'd think about voting for Tony because like
Yep.
no offense. Yeah. It's really just those are the only options.
Right. I know.
It's one of us
There's
three.
no place to hide. Yeah.
And it's like I either vote for Brandon or I vote for Tony.
I either vote for you or him.
Exactly.
I can't vote for he's got
Exactly.
I'm in the final top four. And if I could somehow convince one of these people to drag me into the final tribal, I'm going to do everything I can to win. And I could get into the final three, I think I could be set stone.
Are you willing to say exactly who you're gonna vote out? Because if you do, then that'll maybe change things. I mean,
To be honest, I feel like I want to bring Tony to the final two.
yeah, I don't blame you.
With him earlier. I want to beat.
I don't know any other play. I don't blame you.
I don't know who between you two would be harder to beat. I feel like they both have a really good case.
Right. I think this will be my last confessional. It's been fun. I've had a great time. Bye.
Either way, I'm not voting Tony, I'm voting Wayne, so it's okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Tony's gonna vote with you.
Right.
So if we both voted together and voted Tony, it just complicates things. So I think like if we know,
Yeah.
and if you say yeah, I definitely want to sit with Brandon, then just tell Brandon so he can write my name down.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a defeatist.
No. I don't think that you're being. I think you're being a realist.
I want
Let's not like jump around
none of
bushes
us,
here.
yeah,
We're,
exactly. None of
super
us
honest
want
with each
to
other.
like.
I'm trying to decide like. To
Who
be
you want to
quite
sit
honest.
next to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
figure
trying to
it out.
decide like what's
What's best for our
best,
game.
or even if it's
Tony's
like.
not gonna win.
No, I know he's not gonna win. But
That's why we would all take Tony, and
But,
so
like,
then it's
the,
the
like,
other person.
deep part of my heart wants to be like, we played the 3 best games. We should all sit there.
That's what I said to him too. Like it would be fun for us to all go, but it would split the votes a lot, and
It
it's
would
like
be really difficult.
the way you play Survivor
It's
is
not
not that.
Yeah.
I know.
And I think sticking with the integrity of the game,
Right.
Tony goes.
I know. I don't know. I'm emotional about trying to decide.
You're fine.
Well, take some time and think about it.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I don't know. Like I don't want to just us to vote each other and wonder.
Yeah.
I guess we could.
Yeah,
I guess we could if that's what you want to
That's
do.
what me and Becky did.
Do you want to do that?
What would you guys feel? I mean, I can make a decision to be honest with you guys too. What would you guys want to do?
If you're able to do that, then if
Or just
you
say the
like
tribal
have decided it.
Okay. Let me talk to Tony once. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I know that we need to vote out Jasmine. I think that's going to give me kind of a huge pelt to show off in front of the jury when it came time to final tribal. They've been telling us to get rid of her this whole time, and if I'm the one that does it, I kind of slayed the dragon, for lack of a better term. And I think while Brandon played a pretty good social and strategic game, I think I played equally as good a social and strategic game, except I won 4 of these bad boys, which might earn some jury votes. I think we have to vote Jasmine out. I think she's the biggest jury threat. I think we can make arguments that Brandon hasn't been on the right side of the votes since the second half of the marriage.
I will do Jasmine.
You sure?
It's a done deal.
Okay.
It's riding in the stone. It's done.
I appreciate it. It's really been, it's been fun playing
It's been great, man.
to the best man.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes down. Yeah. I think that's what I got to do. It just breaks my heart. Jasmine just broke down into tears before this challenge, saying how hard it was and how she's afraid to talk to the jury because she doesn't know if they're gonna like her, and like it just, I don't know. It's tough. I'm gonna cry now. Oh, this is so dumb. 4 days is hard. I don't know. You make tough decisions out here. But I think I gotta go do it. I just cried about the decision. I'm so sorry.
Would you stop? Like none of us are gonna be mad. Like we just said to her, like if you send whoever you send home for, it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Whoever you take, whatever.
And
Like,
we've
they
both
have
cried
a
already.
bad-
So.
We've both bawled in the bathroom. At least you
Yeah.
didn't have to inhale fart juice. Like, I was like, this is a worse place to hyperventilate.
I can't do it. 4 days is like too long and too short at the same time, I feel like.
Right?
You still gotta play to win. That's why you're
I know.
here.
Yeah.
None of us. We're not gonna be mad about it.
No.
I know. Do you guys want me to tell you together or you can
Yes, tell us together.
Alright, I think Tony and I are gonna vote Jasmine out.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I think
I'm not mad about it.
no, I know you're not mad, but I just feel bad about it.
It's okay. Like I played my ass off, and
I know that's
like
fine.
this is. I can't even believe that I'm the last girl standing in that. Like I made it to the 4th. Like I really can't. Like you guys are gonna be my friends. Like
I know.
seriously. Like it's time to go.
Just feels bad.
All right, let's bring in the jury. Emily, Toby, Justin, Jess, Rebecca, and Becky voted out the last tribal council. I'm gonna leave it open for you guys.
The challenge was really fun. I felt really happy. As soon as I won, I was immediately upset because I knew I was going to have to send these guys home. Tony and I kind of made a deal together where we're gonna vote together here. And so I kind of listened to Brandon and Jazzy, and we just agreed to be upfront with each other instead of kind of playing it out here for the tribal council. I don't know, we've had a tough day. All 3 of us have cried in the past hour or so. So I think we've made our decision and we've
Yeah. Jasmine, are you okay with that decision?
Yeah.
Brandon? Tony?
Yes.
Does anybody want to say what the decision is?
Me, I'm going home.
And you're okay with that?
I'm happy to be told, you know? Like, I mean, I've worked my ass off to play. I know I've done some things that maybe people, you know, would have looked at as negative or whatever. I did it because I wanted to win. I wanted to play the best game that I could. So that's what I did. So me and Brandon were talking, and it was like, okay, well, we could vote for Tony, and then it's going to be them, you know, why drag it out? Like, we might as well vote for each other and figure it out, and Cameron was up front and said that he was going to bring Brandon to the final, so yeah, like, I'm cool with that, and I don't have any hard feelings. Like, this is, I got to 4. I can't believe I got this far.
You didn't expect that you would be here?
No, and I worked my fucking ass off.
Did any of you expect that you would be in Final Four?
I thought I would be voted out first. Like, I knew that I would be a target, like, from my own team because of my physical abilities. Like, you know I'm not, like, a physical challenge threat. So that's why I had to play the game that I had to play. And, like, I apologized to a couple of you that I had to blindside. I did it to advance myself in the game, and I hope that you appreciate that from just, like, a Survivor thing. It wasn't personal. So, yeah, like, I'm completely happy with where I landed at the end. And it's been a long 4 days. It was fun, but it's been very emotional today.
Does anybody else have anything they want to add before we vote? All right, Cameron, you're up.
Well, I know I'm going home. Let's see. My vote's for Tony. Here's a message for the rest.
Brandon, you're up.
Oh, I'm still here.
Bang, bang, pop, pop. Think I'm here. Think I'm just close to Final 3. So, I'm riding Cameron.
I'll go tally the votes. I'll read the votes. Tony. Jasmine. Jasmine. That's 2 votes Jasmine, 1 vote Tony. The 15th person voted out of Surviving Maine, and the 7th member of our jury, Jazzy.
Thank you, guys.
Jazzy, the tribe has spoken. Whoops.
I'll be looking forward to some good speeches, guys. I'm definitely voting for Cameron. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just like winded emotionally. I'm scared to go sit with the jury because it's people there that I've pissed off. So, yeah, I'm ready to take a shower.
You're a fucking fighter. This was a tough vote. I would have loved to see what would happen if we had to go to final tribal together, but I'm lucky that I don't have to go against you in final tribal because I think that would have been very, very dangerous for me.
It was amazing. Like, I would take back anything. It went better than I expected. I think I've met some people who will be friends with for a very long time. But, you know, it's difficult. It's really hard emotionally. It took more of a toll on me emotionally than physically, and I think most people that got this far would say the same thing. It's physically hard, but emotionally it's just difficult. You sit by the fire with these people, and your true self is there, while in your mind you're thinking of ways to blindside them because they can beat you in the end.
Jazzy. It's weird because, like, I wanted to blindside you as of this morning, and now I'm crying because I'm voting you.
In hindsight, I don't think that there's anything I could have done differently to really make it to the finals other than win that last immunity challenge. Like, because of the way that I played, I know that I was looked at as a social threat, and the jury made it pretty clear that they thought that. So I think to the players that I was with, they felt like, you know, I had a lot of votes.
Jasmine, it's been a pleasure working for you. You outlasted all the other girls. Nothing but respect.
If Cameron and Brandon are both at the final three and I end up at the jury, I'm going to vote for... At this moment, I would vote for Cameron. Brandon would have to make a big move before then for it to flip me over to him, but it'll be either him or it'll be one of them that I'll vote for if they're in the final three.
Brandon, unless someone changes my mind, you're gonna get my vote. And you're all wonderful people, and it was a pleasure playing with you.
I tell you what, it's going to be really challenging. I don't know. Honestly, I keep going back and forth on who I'll vote for tonight. Because for different reasons, I want to everybody, you know? So it's, for me, I do not have my mind made up at all. I couldn't even begin to, like, all of them, I can think I would vote for them for very different reasons. So for me, it's going to come down to what I hear them say tonight.
Good luck. I love all three of you. You guys are all really great guys. Even if in your confessionals you bitch and say mean things, I don't care. I did the same. It's all right. In the end, we all love each other.
No one's at the bottom because everyone has an alliance with me. I'm telling people things and they're all believing me, but I'm playing like a villain because of all of the tiny moves that I've been making since the game started.
Like I keep saying in these confessionals, I just tried to build the social bonds with everyone. I really worked the jury today too, so that was another thing that I feel like I did really well today. I think I made a good connection with Toby. I think I made a good connection with Justin before he left. I felt like I was maybe the only one giving them the time of day, or like actually trying to even get to know them at all and talk to them for real at all. So hopefully that pays off.
I'm gonna pull my best cards out of my sleeves just to try to go that extra step. I think jury, I might be likable because there's a lot of skitter on there, and I did talk to some of those scare members more than the other original Lombard, so I might have a decent shot. And I just think if I could get to the final tribal council, maybe I could convince people that like me and people who are unsure to vote for me.
All right, guys, come on in. And now we'll bring in the jury. Emily, Toby, Justin, Jessica, Rebecca, Becky, and Jasmine voted out at the last tribal council. Alright, so we are going to do this old jury format. So each, you guys are going to get an opening statement, and then each jury member will come up and have their chance to ask each of you a question, and we'll continue through, and then you'll get a closing statement. And then the jury will vote for the winner of Surviving Maine Season 2. Who wants to start? Go ahead, Cameron.
First of all, it was like a huge honor to play with each and every one of you.
Wait, can I have the idol back?
I kind of wanted to wear it. That's all right.
You can talk about it, but I'll take it back. They all know it's on you right now, so. Put it over here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to say it was like an honor to play with each and every one of you and to get to know about you guys and your lives. I mean, I guess everyone except for Emily, I didn't really get to meet you. Yeah, it was just an honor, and this was just such an amazing experience for me. That said, in terms of my final tribal council speech, I would like to argue that I socially, strategically, and physically outplayed the other two members of the final tribal council. I came into this game wanting to first make social bonds with everyone in the game, whether or not they were going to be part of my alliances or not. The first reason is just I really wanted to take advantage of this super cool opportunity of just being stranded in the woods with 20 strangers with different walks of life, different ages, different states, things like that. But the second thing is, in a game like this, you really can't close any doors. And so when things started getting fishy and alliances started getting mixed up, that really allowed me to kind of float between different groups and stay safe throughout this game. The other part of the social game that really helped me was it allowed people to give me a lot of information. Specifically, a lot of people started telling me about idols in the game. So the first idol that was found in the game, essentially Jazzy and I found it together, and we had kind of talked about using that as a shared idol, and ultimately, as you saw, socially I was able to make that bond with her and kind of hold her to that word to the point where she used it to save me at Final 6. The second part of that is Jess's idols. She told me about the first idol she found prior to the swap. As soon as she found it, that allowed me as a captain to know that she was going to be okay being left alone on that other tribe, and so I was able to pick strategically the tribe members on my side and kind of gobble up the blue members. Then she also told me about the idol she found at the merge, and that kind of allowed me to mentally plan out kind of how big of a threat she was going to be and know that I was going to need to take her out at Final 7. Strategically, I think I made a lot of different moves in this game. Obviously, the social bonds helped, but I'll just quickly take credit for two things. The first thing is voting out Emily at the merge tribal. Our tribe originally came into that wanting to vote out Toby. I convinced them to switch that to Emily to kind of throw a curveball you guys' way. I thought that you guys would use that idol that you had on one of the 3 challenge threats, and I thought it made more sense to target one of the ladies on the tribe. That also worked out strategically for me in so many different ways. One was kind of leaving Becky stranded a little bit. I had made a really good connection with her, at least I thought, on the new Skitter tribe, and I thought kind of eliminating her ally on the red side would allow her to potentially be a vote with me later on in the game. The other side of that was it left 3 huge challenge threats in the game. If we had voted out Toby, there would only have been 2, but Justin, Toby, Forrest were kind of huge targets that I could kind of hide behind. I had won that first challenge, and so I could have been seen as a challenge threat, but those guys were challenge threats, and they were wearing the wrong colored shirts, so it was very easy to kind of knock them out one by one to get me closer to that Final 7, Final 6. The second move was then getting to that Final 7, making a move. I had talked with everyone about kind of what to do there, and voting out Jess was kind of a huge move at Final 7. My original plan, which didn't necessarily work out completely, was to kind of make a big fuss and kind of trick Jasmine into getting paranoid, because I thought she would be more paranoid than Jess would. Jess kind of had her idol a little bit more under wraps, whereas Jasmine was kind of ready and itching to play and a little bit more paranoid. So I was going to have you get nervous and play your idol while we voted for Jess to get both idols out of the game. You would be kind of stranded without an idol. Ultimately, it didn't work out exactly that way, but we still got Jess out. on that vote, which I think was huge because coming down into the final 6 of us, 2 people having idols was essentially my biggest hurdle in getting down here. So at least neutralizing one of them at that move allowed me to get a few votes further, and then I was able to ultimately win my way back here. Physically, I think it's clear I won 4 individual immunity challenges. I was willing to vote out Nick on that first tribal from our original blue tribe because I was confident I could take the challenge lead when it came to our tribe. I think I did admirably, but I do think we lost most of those challenges. That said, I think physically winning 4 individual immunity challenges is a huge thing that I'm proud of, but I don't think that kind of defined my game. I don't think that aside from that one vote where Brandon flipped, I was in any danger because of my social bonds in the game. Tony was with me solid, Jasmine was with me solid. I had a core group that protected me throughout.
All right, Brandon, you're up.
Alrighty, so like you said, I'm super grateful for this opportunity. It was so much fun. I think everyone can agree that this experience has been just exhausting. I came into this ready to play. Like, I started playing this game before I got here. I dyed my hair blonde so I could act stupid since I figured, I can act dumb. Why not? I wanted to be the fun personality on our tribe so people would like me and people would want me around. I wore my Disney socks because people from Disney have the stereotype of being like really happy and really joyful. So that was my plan coming into this game, was just being this bubbly, fun personality. But also, I played this game from the second I got here. I didn't sleep for the first night because I wanted to be able to talk to whoever was around that campfire. I worked my butt off in all the challenges. I was super worried about all the challenges coming in. That was my biggest fear. I'm this 25-year-old theater nerd who has early dad bod going on. I was super worried about that. For the challenges, when the game began, I tried to make it so I was doing specific things in challenges that would be my strong suit. Because I was super worried about trying new things, and I have a tremor in my hand, so I'm super self-conscious about everything that has to do with untying knots and anything that has to do with that stuff. So as the game went on, I started trying things that were out of my element in terms of physical ability, and I'm super proud of myself for the challenge abilities. Because I feel like I was strong. Even though I didn't win 4, I won 1 individual. I definitely was a strong member of our tribe in all the challenges. I never wanted to sit out. And I came close in a lot of the challenges post-merge. Strategically, I feel like I played a quiet game, but I feel like I played a strong game. I made alliances with pretty much everyone on Original Lombard. I had Final 2s and Final 3s with pretty much everybody. I was voted, I tied in the Touchy Subjects challenge of who's my closest ally, which was yikes to get, but it made me feel like, okay, I'm playing an okay game and I can keep up this momentum. So coming into the merge, I wanted to start making bigger moves, but not huge moves that would put me on the forefront of getting votes. So starting with, I'm going to take credit for the Emily vote. I made a connection with Becky as well. I told Becky that I wanted a Final 3 with her and Emily, and I whispered to her right before Tribal Council. I kept up my word, and I made sure the vote was not you or Emily. And the idol was not played on Emily, and she went home. I feel like I definitely had a strong influence on that vote because of my connection with Becky. Going into late merge, I tried making moves. I definitely put in the effort. Obviously, some of them didn't work, as you saw at the final 6. I tried my best. I definitely made mistakes late game, but I recuperated from those mistakes, and I managed to still make it to the final 3. Starting with final 5, when I could have helped Becky win that final 5 challenge, but I knew that we were going to be one of us going home, so I couldn't help her win because it would mean me going home. So, I made the moves that I had to make. Tried to make smart moves, but subtle moves. And again, I made mistakes, but I tried my best. Overall, I feel like I played my damnedest this game. I'm super proud of the way I played this game. I hope you guys see that I didn't make big, huge moves, but I definitely made subtle moves. And I hope you guys see that I did that. And I'm sitting here with only one vote cast against me this whole game, and that's because I told Becky to, because I knew it was going to be one of us. So I was never the target this whole game. So overall, I'm super proud of the way I played, and I'm excited to hear your questions.
Thanks, Brandon. Tony?
Oh my God, all right. I've never done a final speech before, so this is very new to me. I wish I had pen and paper so I could jot this out. But I'm going to try to fall back and go with my memories, because this game has been one of the best things ever. Sitting here, being put in the final three, I've never, hold on, I would have never thought of it in my wildest life. Coming into the game, I was ready to play this game. I was ready to do what I had to do and go far. Day one, I felt like an outcast. I was working with building shelter, trying to put my input, trying to hopefully, hey, maybe someone will drag me to the side. You know, I really wanted that. Then I had hope. Sleeping next to the campfire at night, I had hope. Every day I had hope. Day two, right before the very first our very first tribal for Lombard, me and Cameron, we made a final two. And I was like, I want to do this with you. I want to get to the end with you. And then from there, I was making steps and steps with everything I have and try to fit in with all you guys. Yes, I was in majority vote. I'm getting all you guys out. Every tribal, I was always in majority vote. But I had to do that for my game as an individual player, sometimes feeling out. Then I started building trust and socialization with a lot of the Lombards and also Skinner. When we went over to the very first tribe swap, and Sarah, not thinking with their head or not thinking with their noggin, put me in minority, and I was looking at Cameron. I was like, why did Cameron pick me? I wanted to be picked, and to see all the blues over there with you, that made me feel like an outcast. That made me reach out to Toby. That made me reach out to Emily and Forrest. And then from there, I was like, what if I'm an out? And then me and Sarah, we was getting really close in this game. And then come tribal, I was like, what? I had a big decision. Like, Toby, he was like, what if you guys go with red? We could do this, get her strong. I would end up screwing, I would have been the swing vote. I would have screwed all of freaking blue over. Okay, that was a big thought. I had that in my mind. Going into this tribal council, Sarah would not write my name down. But I voted with Skidder that round. Then I started reaching out to Jess, Becca, Jasmine. I was like, hey, I had this chance, but I want to be going to this merge. I want to be straight blue strong. I want to be Lombard strong in this game. And so then we started making deals, and we started riding along slowly but surely. And then I had one chance with Becky and Becca. Yeah, they came up to me and they're like, hey, Becky pulled out her little coat pocket. She's like, hey, I have an I was like, I have an idol. She wasn't showing it at this time. I was like, do you really have an idol? And then I got Becky to show me her idol. At the end I had, wait a minute, I could possibly change this game, flush out not one, but flush out two idols, because I knew Jasmine had the idol, and I knew Becky had the idol. So when we went lately, we had that 3 votes in a row at that big tribal council, and my name was being thrown out there. That was because of that. I was kind of gunning. I wanted them to kind of vote Brandon that round. I was like, yeah, vote Brandon or vote Cameron. But I was like, hoping they vote Brandon, but somehow it became a tie. And then, or back to work. And overall, I love you guys. That's all from the top of my dome. I respect you guys and no hard feelings. I've had fun. Thank you. And I want your vote.
All right, we're gonna move on to the second portion of Final Travel.
I'm going to start with Tony.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about why you applied for this Survivor?
It's just been a really passion. It's just like really survive, you know, like, hey, you go out, you apply for Survivor, of course, you never get the call, but then you see it on Facebook, hey, it's a real life Survivor game, and it's like, I love Survivor with my heart. It's a straight up, like, hey, I'll take a flight, I'll risk, you know, being time away from my daughter, and I'm going to come out here and experience it and try to play the best I can. So, yeah, it's just, I really do like Surviving Maine.
Same question, Brandon.
Okay. So, I mean, same thing. I think everyone here are super fans. So, I've been watching since I was like 8 years old. I remember watching Borneo laying on my living room floor with my dad. So, I love Survivor so much. I applied for this. I've always wanted to try to do a game like this because I applied for the show, haven't gotten on. I wanted the experience. And it was exactly what I was hoping for. I've hosted an online version of Survivor for like 12 years at this point. I've watched hundreds of people play online, and I wanted the experience myself. So it was such a fun experience.
Cameron, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you like to make girls cry?
I don't find any enjoyment in making girls cry. I kept Becky along, or tried to save Becky as long as possible, because I sincerely made like an earnest bond with her, and I really wanted us to have like a fun night last night. Issue with Becca, I think, is honestly just a miscommunication. We tried to tell her the vote before the vote happened, and it's a sincere issue. For Jasmine, I think we were both in tears at that tribal council. I was really surprised at how close I became with these people, because I'm really an introvert in my daily life. I live in the city. I don't really see many people that aren't my girlfriend or anything, so I'm not like used to this type of environment. And it really surprised me how kind of emotional this whole experience got for me.
All right, Toby, your turn.
Congratulations, all 3 of you.
Thank you.
You all deserve to be there. Tony, I'm going to start with you. I feel like when we became a tribe of 3 different tribes, I feel like I did everything I could to try to pull you away and make you feel welcome. So I hope you feel that as well.
I did.
Your passion for this game and for being here is clear and evident. I have one question, and that question is, when you agreed to vote with Skidder as a tribe, when we were tribes of 3, and vote Sarah out, what was your plan after that?
My vote was to fill you out and see how things played out. But then right after that, I got bad vibes because Justin and Becky, right after the merge, didn't even attempt to talk to me. So it's like, why were
2 people that you had never talked to before.
Yeah, they never approached me though.
Someone that you had made a bond with and who had worked their butt to pull you aside and make you feel welcome, assured you that that was going to be okay.
It's just, I enjoyed our time together, and I would have liked to have done that, but there's no way I was going to screw Lombard after just the way things played out, and I'm sorry for that.
Okay. Thank you for your apology. Brandon.
Yeah.
Why do you think Cameron should win?
Why do I think he should win?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like he played a strong physical game. Obviously, he won challenges. I feel like he maybe didn't make as many mistakes as I did, but he didn't have to recuperate from those mistakes like I did. So, yeah.
Thanks. Same question. Why do you think Brandon should win?
I think Brandon made a pretty compelling case in his opening remarks. I think he really is probably the nicest person I've met out here. He was my cuddle buddy all 3 nights. I made a really strong bond with him, and that's why it hurt so much when he betrayed me. But I think he was definitely willing to make any connection he could, and was super likable, and definitely played the cards as best as he could. I think that's why.
Thank you. Can I give you a hug?
Thank you. Alright, Justin, you're up.
What's up, guys? Congratulations on the final 3. I hardly know you guys at all. We had no chance to work together, so I'm going to try and get to know you in a minute or however long I talk here. Brandon, you said that you're the funny guy and you're the entertainer, so I'm going to need you to dance or sing.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
Anything you want.
Anything?
Anything you want.
What's your favorite song?
Katy Perry, something.
Katy Perry? Okay. Baby, you're a firework. Come and show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, oh, oh.
Alright, my next question is for Tony. I feel personally that Survivor is a game that you have to be proactive in, and I can see the proactiveness from Cameron and Brandon trying to make connections, and you said that you felt like an outcast. Can you admit that your gameplay did not incorporate that proactive aspect like theirs did?
I actually think my game was at first, I was on the outs, but then I intertwined, and then I became proactive with Lombard. I became proactive with the people who I'm sitting with at the end. And I think, I was here to play.
So you don't feel like you just did what was convenient with you in the moment? Like when you were with Toby, it was convenient to vote Sarah, then when you went back, it was convenient to go back to Lombard?
I feel I had to do what I had to do, what's best for my game, and I think I played a hell of a game if you ever watch it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Cameron, my final question for you. You obviously played a great physical game, strategic game. I didn't really know who was running the show over there, whether it was you or Jasmine, but I knew you were up there somewhere. Obviously, the strategy is to get the strongest players out of the game. So would you admit that you're sitting next to the weakest players in the game right now?
I definitely think that I'm sitting next to 2 of the weaker members of the original 6 Lombard. I would say Jess and Jasmine are, if I were putting the 3 of us up here, that would be the strongest trio.
Alright, Jess, you're up.
Congratulations, guys. My first one was for Tony. Who did you think was in charge more? Was it Brandon, Cameron, or Jasmine?
I thought Jasmine was in charge of everything. I think Jasmine was running the show.
Same thing for you guys. Brandon, do you think that Cameron or Jazzy was more in charge? Or were you more in charge?
I think it really depends on, the round that you look at. Jazzy was openly in charge. Everyone thought Jazzy was the target. And that's why they targeted Jazzy so many times. But I was in charge of my own game. I wasn't in charge of my tribe's game. So I made the subtle moves that I needed to make behind the scenes. So I think I was in charge of what I had to do to make it here.
Okay. And Cameron, so when everyone looks at it, they were looking kind of at you and Jazzy. Do you think that you or Jazzy called more of the shots?
I think Jazzy called plenty of the shots, enough to be called in charge. But that said, that was kind of my plan. I wanted to use her as a shield. especially how vocal the original scares were about making her an immediate target. Knowing that I won that first immunity, knowing that I would become a threat down the line, it was a lot easier to have someone as visibly threatening kind of cover my back there.
Oh, I like it. Thank you. Thanks. All right, Becca, you're up.
Tony, I just think you've done an amazing job getting this far. You should be really proud of yourself, and your family is going to be so proud of you. And to travel this far for this, it's just really awesome. So feel really good about it, you know. Cameron and Brandon, honestly, I'm just going to say for many, many reasons, it's like really hard for me right now. It's very split between you guys, like 50-50. At first, it was coming into it, it was probably like 90-10, you know, but I've really kind of like been thinking about it a lot. And I guess it's hard not to feel jaded, and I guess you're saying it was a miscommunication, and it's kind of hard for me to believe, but there were other people who kind of heard the same thing as well. So Cameron, I don't want to base my vote because I'm bitter, because obviously we had a great time and everything like that. And I feel like if I were to vote for Brandon, who I think also, like, for many reasons, really deserves to win, because he also played hard. So I don't feel like if I did vote for Brandon, it would just be, you know, out of just, like, bitterness because of what happened. So I guess I just really want you guys to just speak.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah.
Prior to the Jess vote, which I earnestly will try to include you on, and I believe that we told you, and I don't know if it was a miscommunication, we don't need to go over that, but when you watch this show back, you're going to see confessionals saying that you were my strongest ally. Before that, you voted the other way and went against Jasmine, and I had to shift, like I said earlier, I had kind of these open doors that I could shift left and right on. I wanted to go, Tony and you were my strongest allies before that. Jasmine was public enemy number one, Jess is who we were going to vote out, and Brandon at that point was best friends with the two of them. And so you two were my strongest allies going into that vote. When you voted the other direction, it kind of made you then the new public enemy number one, and it was very hard to kind of even try to bring you back into that fold. But I'm like sincere and honest in that I wanted you included in that Just vote, and I wanted to work with you further.
And I mean, it's kind of, just like honestly speaking, in this point, do you think that it would be me sitting there and not Tony?
Yes. Yep. I've said it 1,000 times to the various producers that my ideal final three was you, Tony, and me.
And can I ask Brandon also a follow-up? Just speak on that more and like convince me it should be you, because I also think you really played a great game, and I did connect well with Cameron, and he was my strongest ally. For me, it was a really like big move for myself personally when I came to you about Jasmine, because I thought you guys were so tight. But I convinced myself you're out here to play the game like I am, and if you want to play the game, you know she is a powerhouse. If she was up there, you guys all know she would have won. Absolutely. So you're lucky she didn't win immunity. Yeah. So I feel like at the end, you know, that was really genuine. I feel like you were playing hard there. But ultimately, Cameron probably is the strongest player, despite how fun you were and entertaining, and how many times you made me laugh, and how many times you laughed at my jokes. Like nobody else really did. And I make a lot of stupid jokes, and I appreciate like you appreciating them and just chuckling a lot, you know. So that means a lot to me too, you know. So just speak a little on that.
Okay, so so we talked. God, it feels like this game's not. Was it this morning?
It was.
It was this morning.
We were the first ones up.
Yeah. Okay. So we were the first ones up this morning, and we had discussed this plan to like split the vote, and well, not split the vote. That was with Becky. But we planned to blindside Jasmine. And I thought that was a great idea. Like you said, she was the strongest player in this game. Then the challenge happened, and we were talking, and like he said, I sincerely thought you were standing there, and we said Jess, and I really thought you were on board, so I was so, like,
I was so like just.
So that wasn't a blindside on me. By funny, I mean not funny at all.
And that's why I wanted to vote with you guys and prove to you guys that I was with you too, because I wanted you two to come with me to the end.
Okay. All right. You guys all played a rockin'.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Becky, you're up.
So, it was very wonderful playing with all of you three especially. You know, as I left the game, I started to realize all the things that I could have done or should have done, and I had some regrets. I had a lot of fun, but definitely the regrets were on my mind, like, oh, I should have done this, you know, I shouldn't have shown my idol to Tony, what was I thinking? So I want to know from each of you, like, what was your biggest regret in this game, in all honesty?
I think the thing that I regretted most in terms of the game was winning the first individual immunity challenge. I think we were up 6-5. There was absolutely no need to win that and put any early targets on my back. And then maybe when it came down to the original Lombards, I wouldn't have been seen as a big enough threat for you to kind of target. I think that was a strategic miscalculation by me early on in the match.
And so, for me, the social game is really important, and I think you all did great with that. Did you have any regrets in terms of like social game? Like,
yeah, I think some of my regrets in terms of the social game were getting to know people, but not talking enough game with those people. So I think that kind of applies to us, is that we really got to know each other spending the 2 nights together, and I kind of thought that meant that we could work together. We just never really had a time to actually talk game. And I think that applies to a few other people here as well. Brandon and I talked a lot about not game and not enough about game, and that kind of, I think, led to maybe that flip and things like that as well.
and the same question to you, what's your biggest regret?
I think everyone saw me cry. It was the split vote, or the final 6. I stood up there for like 5 minutes. Sorry. I stood up there for like 5 minutes contemplating voting Tony so that I would leave on a rotten track. Because I felt bad for lying to Becca. But I couldn't, because I came here to play the game. So I ultimately had to send Becca home. And I don't cry in my real life. I literally never cry, and this is so stupid. I need to sleep. But that was definitely my biggest regret.
Can I give you a hug real quick? I didn't mean to make you cry.
No, you're fine.
And Tony, same question for you. What's your biggest regret? If you have one.
I kind of got 2 biggest regrets. One of them was voting against Sarah when we had that double tribal council. She was adamant about not writing my name down. And then the other biggest regret is when you showed me your idol and we talked, I should have thought about it more. I told you I was going to vote Becky. I was going to vote you that round. I should have talked more, and I should have had you guys either split the votes with 1 vote Cameron, 1 vote Brandon, or I should have just voted Brandon. I think that's my biggest regret.
Okay, thank you very much.
Jasmine, you're up.
Congratulations, all 3 of you. I love all 3 of you. I already know who I'm voting for. I knew who I was voting for when I came into it, and the answers that you gave to these questions verified my choice. Tony, I didn't get to know you that well, but I felt like you were one of the most loyal players in this game when it came to blue, though some of the things that you've said tonight have showed maybe you weren't quite as loyal as I had thought. What do you think was the most disloyal thing that you did in the game?
Pretty much, when Becky approached me and showed me her idol, I wanted to get Brandon out of the game, and I kind of slipped up and said Brandon and Cameron's name, and I think that's where I messed up at. I should have just said Brandon, because I was obviously working with Cameron.
To both of you, I don't have a question. I just want to say something. I had a genuine connection with both of you. I love you guys as people, and I hope you feel the same about me, because I feel like Campfire Jazzy was very different than playing in the game Jazzy, and I'm going to get emotional again. It was an amazing experience, and you two were two of the people who made my experience so great, and so no matter who I vote for, just know that. And I don't have any other questions. Just good luck.
Thank you.
All right. The three of you will each make a closing statement, and then we will send the jury up to vote for the winner of Surviving Maine Season 2. Cameron, why don't you start?
I'm an introvert who lives in Boston, who doesn't see the nature that often, and cannot do this. And I was very proud about my ability to come out here and really make genuine connections with a lot of people and really thrive in this element. I mean, I built that shelter at Lombard, which was pretty much not single-handedly, but I kind of designed the structure, which I didn't think I was capable of doing. I started fire at Final Five, the first time I tried it, and I really had only been practicing with Flint a couple days prior to coming out here. So just all these different types of experiences, getting to know people, getting to know nature and things like that, kind of really changed me. So I just want to say thank you.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Again, thank you. This has been such a fun experience. I never expected this to be as fun as it was. I just had such a great time. Not sleeping. I am so proud of the way I played this game. I feel like I worked my ass off from the beginning. And I hope you award me with your votes tonight.
You're up, Tony.
I want to say thank you once again. It's been so surreal. It's been so fun. I've had a great time. On my resume, I got immunity win, which is great because you want that in this game. I had a final 2 with Cameron. I had a final 3 with Becca, but things didn't plan out. I was an outcast, but I found my alliance near the end, and I just want to say just thank you, and if you can't vote for me, if not, I love you guys. Thank you.
All right, jury, it's now your turn to vote. Remember, you are voting for a winner, and the person with the majority of the votes will be the winner. Emily, you're up.
This is a really hard choice.
Tony, I don't think that you did enough in this game, but congratulations on making it as far as you did.
All right, Becky, you're up.
played an amazing game, and it was great getting to know you, but I told Brandon that I would vote for him, and I also love him, so it wasn't easy, but I'm going with what I said I would do.
You're up, Jasmine. Yeah, last time.
Last time. There's been many. My vote's for Cameron. I hope he wins. Sounds like it's gonna be close.
Okay, I'll go tally the votes. Remember, you want to see your name written down. I'll read the votes. First vote, Brandon. Cameron. 1 vote, Brandon. 1 vote, Cameron. Brandon. That's 2 votes, Brandon. 1 vote, Cameron. Cameron. That's 2 votes, Brandon. 2 votes, Cameron. Brandon. That's 3 votes, Brandon. 2 votes, Cameron. Cameron. That's 3 votes, Brandon. 3 votes, Cameron. The winner of Surviving Maine Season 2 is Brandon. Can you guys hang out just here for a minute? I want to get a quick confessional of you before your emotions wear off. And then we're going to head over for cake.
I played hard. I went into the final tribal council being open and honest. I wanted to give everyone my best moves, my mistakes. I was being honest about everything I did and the chances and everything. But I'm really happy for Brandon, but I think Cameron should have won. And in reality, I think that Cameron should have took Jasmine to the end with me, and Cameron would have won. I'm happy I got third. I deserved third, and you know I'm gonna take third that's a victory for me. You know I made finals.
Did you have a great time?
I had one of the best times ever out here in Maine, from being on the bottom to getting into the finals. Just the whole Surviving Maine Season 2 experience. It's breathtaking, and I encourage anybody to do it. It's just sign up for it, play the game, and play the best you can. It's Survivor Tony, signing off. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for rooting. Thank you for cheering for me.
Cameron, well played. I think you had the best strategic game, all-around game, and hopefully we can get to know each other better sometime. Congratulations.
Cameron, you're a great all-around player. I just don't feel that you had the sincerity that Brandon did. I may be making a mistake here, but my vote's for Brandon.
So, how are you feeling?
A little hurt. I thought that tribal council went really well. I honestly thought felt pretty confident before the votes were being read. That really surprised me. It was a really tough 4 days and a really tough final few hours, and to come up 1 vote short, that hurts. I don't know. I mean, they always say juries vote for the person they like better rather than the person who may have played the better game. I don't want to sit here and say I've played the better game, but Brandon for sure is a more likable person than me, so I get it. I think I might have rubbed a few people the wrong way, but I was hoping my eloquence at Tribal Council could have covered up any maybe social blemishes I might have had. There was the one question that really caught me off guard was Emily's question about making women cry, because I didn't come out here to do anything bad to anyone, and I didn't think I treated anyone badly, but I don't think that turned her vote. I guess she told me that she voted for me. I don't know any of the other votes yet. I'm guessing I lost Becca's vote at some point during. She said she was 90-10 for someone coming in and then left 50-50. I don't know what about it made me lose her vote, but I think that might have been the one to go.
This has been so hard, even now. I just need to have some backbone in this game, and I feel like I'm just so easily influenced back and forth. I came in thinking Brandon, and then after all of that, and even after Brandon's nice, lovely speech, like, I went to think Cameron, and the reason that I did that, to justify it for myself, is because Brandon is a superstar, and he's going to do this again and again and be number one someday, whereas Cameron is not going to have that opportunity because he was just so much more out of his element. I don't know. It's just so hard. It's hard too because I apparently misunderstood Jazz and Jess in passing, and I'm hard of hearing, and so that not only messed up my game potentially, if everyone is being honest about that, but it also messed up theirs. But no, I just have to. It's just my heart, and I just have to do what I think is right, regardless of all the other things. So.
I like the way you played. I like that everyone knew you were playing, but everyone just thought it was okay to get you out. And I just think what you did was great.
You stink.
I know I stink. I hope everyone voted me smelly, guys. I still stink. It's okay. I love it. I love you. Oh, I take them?
Those are your votes. Yeah, you get to keep them.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
We all got one.
Yeah, right?